Welcome to ORCiD, the persistent digital identifier that distinguishes you from every other researcher. You might be wondering why you'd want to use it. Well, having an ORCiD improves your discoverability, connects your work, eliminates any name ambiguity, and it stays with you throughout your career. This video will show you how to set up your ORCiD, add details to your profile, link it to Aurora and your researcher profile, and provide your ORCiD to funding bodies and publishers. The best place to start is on the ORCiD homepage, which you can find at adelaide.edu.au/ORCiD. There are lots of great resources here, which we'll come back to later, so for now, let's click the Sign Up button. Log in with your standard username and password. If you already have an ORCiD, then you can use this option to link it to your University of Adelaide staff number. But let's assume for now that you need to create an ID from scratch. Choose the I need an ORCiD option. Make sure all the details are filled in, and then click the Authorize button. If you want to register an existing ORCiD, select the I have an ORCiD ID button. Fill in your ORCiD username and password, and then click the Authorize button. Your ORCiD number will appear in the box on the screen. Once you've logged in, you might like to add more details to your ORCiD profile, such as funding and works. You can manually add funding, but the quickest way is to use the ORCiD tool, which you can find under the Add Funding tab. To add information about your publications to ORCiD, simply select Add Works and then click on Search and Link. Select a link wizard and then Authorize. Your publications will now be harvested and added to ORCiD. So now that your ORCiD account is set up, you can link it to Aurora. This makes it easy to auto-claim publications associated with your ORCiD. Click the ORCiD Configure link, and Aurora will link your ORCiD account and start searching, harvesting, and claiming your publications automatically. While you're in Aurora, you might like to add your ORCiD to your profile information so that it appears on your researcher profile page. Fill in the details and save. Your researcher profile will update overnight. Last of all, don't forget to provide your ORCiD to funding bodies such as ARC or NHMRC and to academic publishers. When you're completing your funding application, you'll see that there's a section of the form that asks you to input your ORCiD. Many publishers are now also asking for ORCiDs. You can access a list from the ORCiD homepage. And that's it. If you need more help, check out the resources on the ORCiD webpage or contact the friendly ORCiD support team.